This Saturday marks 2 weeks from what is shaping up to be one of the best WWE PLE's pay-per-views all year. Hello all, and welcome to Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I am your host, Alyx, just Alyx, and this is your WWE Monday Night Raw live review from Portland. What a crowd tonight. Hot, ecstatic, energetic, attitude era audience. WWE continues their, I don't want to say legendary, but hot streak of big sold out crowds. These crowds really make these shows feel prime time, big time. And although this edition of Raw is once again during a time period when things start to cool down, wrestling isn't as popular, wrestling isn't as in high demand, these shows continue to be bangers. The September 16th edition, 2024 of Monday Night Raw. I gotta say it, this show is excellent. This show was amazing. The wrestling was great. The stories were tight. Got some drama with the New Day. Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston are heading for a breakup. That seems to be official. We got a kaiju fight. It wasn't exactly Godzilla versus King Kong, but Big Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman, the monster among men, is close enough. You had Sheamus and Peter Dunne, don't call him Butch, getting into a massive brawl. The main event, we saw Dominik Dirty Dom getting his ass handed to him, only for Rhea and Damian to get theirs handed to them at the end. We got some hype for Jey Uso and Braun Breaker, which is not happening in Bad Blood. You know what? I guess you guys saved something for Raw, right? Can't put it all on pay-per-view. But I do have to wonder, if we're not doing the IC title match at Bad Blood, what match is going to replace it? Because I was very confident that was a shoo-in for Bad Blood, but I guess not. Do you do an ambulance match between Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman? Personally, I think you gotta have Bronson Reed on this pay-per-view. I was thinking we were going to see Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed, but maybe not. We gotta do Braun Breaker. Excuse me. Too many Brauns. Braun Strowman, and Bronson Reed for this show then. That would be an excellent match to do. But man, the highlight of the night happened in the opening 20 minutes. CM Punk came out, cut one of his darkest, serious, almost soul-shaking promos where he told Drew McIntyre, I can't promise I'll kill you, but I can promise you this. I'm going to make you bleed. When CM Punk gets serious, he takes his promos to the next level. A whole new level, whole new quality of promos when he's serious. And I told y'all, when people were so upset with him cutting that, I forgot what it was about. I think it was about the bracelet and him holding out numerous bracelets from fans from some type of WWE Fanatic Fest. Forgot what it was called. Fanatic, right? WWE Fanatic Fest. He had all kinds of bracelets in his hand, and people were like, this isn't the CM Punk I was looking for. He's too nice. He's too kind. This babyface PG Punk stuff, this isn't the CM Punk I was looking for. And I'm like, why don't y'all just wait until it's time for him to be that CM Punk? When he was doing that promo, he had the edge over Drew McIntyre. So there was no real reason for him to go that far with him. Now that Drew broke his bracelet and sent him to the hospital for a second time, now it was time for him to get serious. So going forward every promo you hear from CM Punk building to Hell in a Cell, you're going to get a much more darker, you're going to get a much more serious, much more vicious, malicious CM Punk. But we had to let the story play out first before we get that. People are just impatient. I think that's the downsides to long-term storytelling. Some of this stuff you just gotta wait for. When the story calls for it, you'll get exactly what you're looking for. But it just comes with patience. It comes with time. And with everything popping off the way it is, again, Raw continues to be the best wrestling show at this point in time when it comes to weekly television for professional wrestling. Dynamite comes nowhere close to it. SmackDown is trying to catch up, but it's still far behind. Raw is the A show, as you would think, because that's the one that's going to be making $5 billion over the next 10 years. So, I was excited. I was excited going into the show. I came out feeling even more excited about Bad Blood. Bad Blood is truly shaping up to be one of WWE's best pay-per-views, if not the best pay-per-view all year. It might end up being the best pay-per-view. When you look at the card they have lined up right now, I shudder to think we'll have anything that tops it. Even Survivor Series. And usually, Survivor Series has War Games. I don't even see that topping Bad Blood because of the stories going into it. Because of the Hell in a Cell match between CM Punk and Drew. Because of Rhea Ripley and her grudge with Liv Morgan. And of course, Damian Priest and Finn Bálor. And then you're going to get Sami. It's looking like a Sami Zayn versus Gunther match is being set up for that show as well. Part 2. That's going to be freaking amazing. You got the Mega Powers, brother, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes teaming up for the first time to take on the Bloodline. That's a huge match. On any other show, that would be the main event. But you're not going to top CM Punk and Drew Hell in a Cell. Think about how big you have to be to main event over Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns tag teaming. I'm telling you, storytelling is king, man. So hopefully we will get Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed ambulance match. Oh, that would round it up perfectly. That would round it off. You don't really need anything after that. I mean, women's matches will probably be, if I have to do one more match from SmackDown, probably Bayley versus Nia Jax, but then I guess you would have to add a stipulation to that. You can't just do a regular match between those two. What would the stip be exactly? Something to think about. Yeah, I'm calling it right now. I think Bad Blood is going to be their best show of the year. I think I'm in good shape to make that claim. Because you're not going to get this type of star power, the type of match, the type of stories going into this show that you'll get for the rest of the year. This, my friends, is what wrestling is all about. I cannot wait to talk about all these segments. Give each of them their much-needed, undivided attention. But also, we got some wrestling news. As always, when you come here, expect for me to talk about what's hot in today's world of wrestling. So I will not disappoint you there. I will not waste your time when it comes to that. But we are going to go ahead and get things moving along here. I don't want to waste too much of your time here in the intro. So let's pay these bills. Let's get right to the shout outs. And of course, give you some wrestling news. And then we'll get right to your Monday Night Raw review. So if this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Wow, you're at it. Help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership. Click that join button and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing. Whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or a review, past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks. If you would like to donate after the fact, you can also Let me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter at just Alyx Central. Give me a follow on Instagram, give me a follow on Spotify, give me a follow on Cameo, give me a follow on Threads, give us a follow on Discord, and give me a follow on TikTok. Because I am the techest of the talkers. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo, and yes, Super Chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast to get your thoughts played live on the air. Email me at justAlyxsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi, and please get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Are you a Just Alyx guy? Then join the club. Become an I'm a Just Alyx guy t-shirt today. Get it today. We also got an old school Deluxe Man t-shirt. We also got the new school Alyx World t-shirts and many more t-shirts coming your way very, very soon. Right here in Alyx's world. I want to thank the lovely people over at SeatGeek Land for helping to be a partner on this video. Those of you who are looking to purchase any wrestling tickets, any sports tickets, football season just started. We got other sports coming our way. I know some of y'all are baseball fans. Hey, wrestling, football, baseball, maybe you're going to a musical, maybe there's a concert out there. Let me tell you, the ticketing app you want to use to get any of these tickets is SeatGeek. Because SeatGeek has a great system to help you find the best seats with the best deals. And check this out. If you go there and you happen to use the code JustAlyx at checkout, I can get you $20 off any of your purchases. Now, if that is something you're interested in, then how's about we get a quick word from these lovely sponsors before we get to our shout out. Today's video is sponsored by SeatGeek. If you're a wrestling fan looking for access to great seats for any wrestling event near you, then you want to use this app. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek stands as the unrivaled #1 ticketing app in the market today. SeatGeek constantly delivers incredible deals on ticket prices. When you're exploring the app, keep an eye out for the special green dots that mark the best deals. What's even better is that every ticket you purchase is backed by SeatGeek's buyer guarantee, with the option to return your tickets and even swap them before the event. So here's an exclusive for you. If you click the link down below and use the promo code JustAlyx, you can get $20 off your first purchase. Yes, $20 off any ticket that you purchase using the promo code JustAlyx. This is a sweet deal that you could use literally right now. So don't wait. Click the link, download the app, and join the SeatGeek family today. Thank you all so much for joining me for this lovely live stream. As always, please show your love to the Mod Squad Ultra, Shine Nice and 5-star heart, Alyx, Demon, New Japan Pro Wrestling Girl, Khalil does everything. Highway dealing a danger, and of course Big MGM, because they all help keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you and like us. Also, be sure you like the video. The more you like the video, the more opportunities I will be given to be recommended here on YouTube. So help boost that algorithm by hitting that like button. Super chats are on. Get your donations in. But also, let's get these shout outs in. It's always good to see some regulars back in the building. We got JJ, who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? JJ Bulldog. He says, I think it's now time for New Day to split up by having Xavier turn on Kofi. Because it's been 10 years of being positive. Now it's just being sorry. Damn. Look at you. We got Darcy Chatham. I see Joseph Winters, who gave the show a 9 out of 10. A Joe Arredondo, who gave the show a 10 out of 10. I see a Taryn Jones. Mr. Taryn Jones says, WWE, please run back the Strowman and Lashley spot where they go through the stage. The world needs prime 2017 Braun Strowman. Let's go. Let's go, man. Isaac, good to have you here. Aaron Teagle. Man, Rickety from the world of A&B combos. I see a Rickety. Bro, give me a nickname for you. We got your goatness, Lauren Biggs. The Monday Night Delight is in the building. What is up, Maz? Miss Lauren Biggs called herself the Monday Night Delight. Lord have mercy. 412 Flame says, finally the women's division booking starting to improve with Io versus Bianca. and Natty versus Zoe. I mean, you got some good wrestling tonight. You can't ask for too much. Fly Guy won. Is that who I think it is? Is that Wrestle Spider? Wrestle Spider. Where you been, man? Good to have you here. X Kid. Or is it XE Kid? Michael Brown. He says tonight's show was good. Not good, but good. Shadow Star. And the last one's going to go to a John Bill II, who gives the show an 8 out of 10. Oh, and before I miss this one, apparently Shadow Star says, I just want to let you know that tomorrow's my birthday. So your birthday is literally in an hour? Is that what you're saying to me? Well, luckily for you, this podcast is going to go an hour on purpose so we can say happy birthday to you. So happy early birthday, but we will definitely be welcoming you to however old you are. A new year, a new you. Keep growing, man. Good to have the birthday celebrators come to my stream to celebrate. It's always good. Always good to have that. So as always, like the video, leave your comments down below, and thank you to everybody that continues to support me right here in Alyx's world. Wrestling news. Got a few things on the docket for your lovely, lovely ears. Let's start off with your American hero, Kurt Angle. Now, a lot of you have been predicting, if not begging, and wishing upon a star for Kurt Angle to come back and manage Chad Gable's new group, American Made, who was not on the show tonight, but they did get a vignette. Kurt Angle was doing an interview with KNS WrestleFest, where he made the following statement about possibly returning to manage American Made. He says, yeah, definitely. I think Chad and his gang that he has right now, that would be a great idea. But, you know, I got approached by the WWE when Matt Riddle started. They wanted me to manage him, but the offer just wasn't worth it, unfortunately. Now, this was around when Vince McMahon was still running the show, so I'm glad he said no to that. But continuing, he says, I love the business, but you also have to be a businessman, and you have to make the right decisions for your family. Look here, he didn't say no. That wasn't a no. What that was Kurt Angle going, look, you want me to come and manage Mr. Gable and American Made? Pay me. Pay me that moolah, which the WWE has. And before any of you start assuming, well, isn't he too old to be doing this? Actually, Kurt Angle did let us know he can take bumps. He is in good enough physical shape to take a bump. He just can't wrestle full time. So if he does come back and he's a heel manager, you can probably still get him to be active. Now, here's what I am going to say. I'm not against Kurt Angle coming in to have one more match. I refuse to accept the fact that Kurt Angle's final match in the WWE is against, I like him a little bit more now, but it's still embarrassing, Baron Corbin. Baron effing Corbin. Why? Of all people, why him? No, sir. Kurt Angle deserves a much better send-off. You're not gonna get a better send-off than having Kurt Angle lose his final match to Chad Gable. So if it was up to me, I would bring in Kurt Angle. I would have Kurt Angle manage American Made. Create a much more vicious, monstrous group. And then see that monster turn on him. And then you get Chad Gable and Kurt Angle. And then you rewrite history and you do it the right way. You have Kurt Angle go out with the right match against Chad Gable. And yes, do it at WrestleMania. What a way to pass the torch. In every way, in every fashion, Chad Gable is a young Kurt Angle. And I do believe that it would be great.
Just Alyx HYD. Greetings from the Mod Father.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and introduce to you, from the land of A&B combos, the Mod Father, Also, the light heavyweight champion from A&B Combos, the Mod Father, joining in to say hello. It's good to have the champs here. But always know, there's only one World Super Chat champ, and that's 3 Diglets. Because to be the man, woo, you gotta beat the man. And maybe, Mod Father, maybe you want to challenge him for the belt. Come Bad Blood. Something to think about. But yeah, definitely, if they can do it, don't waste time. Do not pass go. Do not pass this up. Kurt Angle, tag teaming, managing, American Made is too perfect. And it's a great way to connect the generations, because the people who loved Kurt Angle will then fall in love with Chad Gable and his group. Pay him. It's worth it. If the only thing stopping Kurt Angle from coming in is the money, pay him. Pay him whatever he wants. Trust me, the return on that would be so much better. But give me your thoughts about the potential of Kurt Angle coming in to manage the American Made stable. Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is not cleared yet and may not be cleared to wrestle for the rest of 2024. This comes from Fightful Select. It says here, it was noted that those in WWE before there will still be some time. Let me get this one right. This one was written pretty weirdly. But it was noted by WWE that there will still be some time before she returns to the ring, as the injuries that she sustained were severe. As of the start of 2024, WWE sources said that they didn't expect her to wrestle at all this year. At all. But said if anyone was capable of beating that timetable, it would be Charlotte Flair. Now, by February, they did say she was ahead of schedule. Although, they still don't expect her to be cleared until next year. So you know what that means, right? You know what that means? Charlotte Flair, number 30, in the Royal Rumble. Woo! Don't be upset if she wins it either. Do not be upset. Because honestly, who else you got? Who we got this year? Because when I think about it, we got Liv Morgan as the women's champ. It'll probably be Rhea Ripley that gets that belt at Bad Blood. I mean, who's going to win the Rumble? The only person I can think about winning the Rumble is probably Bianca Belair, but we're probably going to do Bianca and Jade Cargill. So that's not going to be the thing to do or to see. I'm stumped on who wins the Rumble this year for the women. They might, in fact, give it to Charlotte Flair. I think she does win it the more I think about it. All right. Now, don't worry. I don't see Charlotte going after Rhea. I see Charlotte going after Nia Jax. And then I see Tiffany cashing in that case. But, yeah, I don't really see who else wins the Rumble this year. This is very interesting. Even though Rumble is still a ways way off. Around this time, we would have a good idea of who's in line to win that Rumble. I don't have anybody. Most of this women's roster is still very green. So I don't really see who wins. No, I don't really have anybody that could win the Rumble this year. If they have Rhea Ripley be the women's champ going into WrestleMania, that's gonna make it even more ridiculous, because the only thing that would make the most sense is that they keep the belt on Liv Morgan, and then maybe you have Rhea win it again to fight Liv? I don't know. And that's why I honestly do think it's going to be Charlotte Flair. Because you got no one else. You might not like it, but listen, she's going to be coming back next year, and you already know she's going to get a massive push because she is one of Triple H's favorites. If you thought she was overpushed and overbooked by Vince McMahon, you don't know Triple H. Get ready, because Charlotte is gonna get all the Superman, Superwoman booking. But yeah, y'all be ready for it. Don't be surprised when it starts happening. AJ Styles, another person that hasn't been on television. Now, the difference between AJ Styles and Charlotte Flair, AJ Styles is healthy. The reason why AJ Styles is not on television is because creative has nothing for you. I'm not joking. He's just not being used right now on television because there's no creative for him. Now, he has been wrestling, but only overseas. Apparently, this past week, he wrestled Cody Rhodes 5 days in a row. He's not wrestling on television now, which is interesting. You would think of all people, they would have something for AJ Styles, but they really don't. They got nothing for him. He lost to Cody Rhodes, he quit, and they took him right off TV. I wonder why. They gotta have something for him, right? Nothing really else to say about that. It just sucks that you have a talent of his caliber and they can't really find much for him to do. I mean, what do you do after that? Here's my thing. I think AJ Styles is both a victim of horrible booking, but also, let's just call it like it is. AJ ain't what he used to be. I think we can all agree on that. He's in great shape. Let's get something straight. I don't think I've ever seen AJ or anybody of AJ's age look as good as he does. That man, although he's 46, 45? He's in his 40s. He looks like he's a good 32, 33 years old. He looks very young for his age. But still, if you go back and watch AJ Styles back in 2004, compare him to now. I mean, that was 20 years ago. I know, but still. My bad, he's 47. He turned 47 this year. Still, if you go back and look at AJ Styles 20 years ago, it's not even close. He's nowhere near the top quality, the high caliber talent he was back in 2016 when he first came to WWE. Half the stuff that he was able to do flawlessly, he can't do that anymore. Maybe he could, but not as smoothly. So, where does he fit in? Where does AJ Styles fit in when you look at the roster? He really should be a main event talent. Okay, but what show? I guess you could send him to Raw. You could send him to Raw to fight a CM Punk, send him to Raw to fight a Gunther, send him to Raw to fight a Seth Rollins again, a Jey Uso, a Braun Breaker. But do you see AJ beating any of them? No, he'll just be in there to feed, to basically put them over as enhancement talent, which is okay. This is a very, very interesting place for AJ's career. And who knows what he wants to do? Maybe he is at the point where he's ready to call it a day. But only AJ can answer that question. So, I'm interested to see what they have in store for him. But other than that, you know, I think where we are with WWE, a lot of the talent that were misused, underutilized with Vince McMahon, and I said this before, some of them are just damaged goods. Some of them are just beyond repair. And so at this point, what do you do? If you can't bring them back to the level that they were able to be at years ago, why use them? It sounds cold, but what do you do? All right, well, that's going to conclude. Yeah, that's going to conclude the news for WWE. We have some AEW news we'll get to on Wednesday, but for the most part, let's get to this Raw review, because I thought Raw was excellent tonight. And I want to thank you all for being here to listen to me talk about how awesome Monday Night Raw was. Raw was live from the Moda Center in Portland, Oregon. I think last I read WrestleTix, excuse me. Last time I read WrestleTix, they were at 10,000. 10,000 strong. I think that was it. I don't even want to lie to you. I didn't look at it really, really quickly. But I think it was around 10,000 tickets sold. Yep, I was right. Never mind. Probably a little bit over 10,000. Maybe 10,500-ish. Sold out. They packed that thing out. And the crowd was excellent. Very loud. Very into the show. And that always elevates everything and anything that WWE does. But the great crowd only made an awesome show even more awesome. From top to bottom, this was easily one of the best shows they've done all year. In terms of stories, in terms of hype, in terms of wrestling, beginning to end, because this was an excellent show. And I gotta give credit where credit is due. Joe Tessitore, the new head commentator, the new play-by-play commentator of Monday Night Raw. Listen, he's new. He's still a little green, still a little wet behind the ears. If they were to bring in anyone else this early, you wouldn't expect much. Why is he already cold? Why is he already doing this like he's been doing it for years? That first week was kind of rocky, but 2 weeks in, oh my God, he's picked this thing up like it's nothing. Like I said, once he got down calling the moves out, which he is doing more and more, you're seeing he's getting better at that. You're hearing him get better. He was going to be a surefire, top quality play-by-play commentator. This man's amazing. His excitement level really helps elevate this show. Now, once again, people will compare him to Jim Ross, to Michael Cole, to Mauro Ranallo, who are some of the best commentators in the annals of wrestling. I'm not going to do that. I don't want Joe to be as good as them. I want him to be the best that he can be. And if this is still him learning, this is still Joe Tessitore understanding the business, finding his rhythm, finding his pacing, I can't wait to see how good he is once he has all of this under his feet. He knows exactly when to turn things up, when to calm things down, and to be able to tell a story for each of the matches. He was excellent for Io Sky and Bianca Belair. He was excellent for that kaiju fight between Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed. Listen to him on commentary. When you give him stuff to work with, he's crazy good. Yeah, for sure. This was one of the best signings they've done in a long time. And so I look forward to seeing how good he gets as the years, as the months, as the weeks go by, and he keeps on improving. CM Punk. Let's get right to it. The show opens with CM Punk driving in with purpose and doing a one-shot from the parking lot all the way to the ring. His music plays, the crowd goes nuts. CM Punk chants galore. Punk gets on the microphone and he says he's at the point in his career where sometimes people ask him how many matches he has left in his old bones. Depending on how you feel about him, the answer is either wildly disappointing or tremendously exciting. Because the answer is, I got a lot left in the tank. Way more than you think. When he came back to the WWE, he said that he didn't come here to make friends. He came here to make money. Now, he didn't necessarily mean he came here to make mortal enemies, but that's what he's done. So much so that the only way to end this feud, this rivalry with Drew McIntyre, is in Hell in a Cell. love when people do it that way. He feels naive to think this would be over because he touched 4 turnbuckles in Berlin. And maybe Drew was a little bit naive to think it'd be over because he jumped him in Chicago months ago. But he's just too damn stubborn. And Drew's fatal mistake in all of this is not getting the job done. Now things are drastically different. People can ask him how many Hell in a Cell matches he has had and how many he has left in him. And the honest answer is 0. His little sisters begged him not to do it. His wife begged him not to do it. The angel on his shoulder is begging him not to do it. But he's going to tell us why he is going to do it. Because if you push him hard enough, he'll become the devil himself. And the devil, in his heart, says, the only way this ends is in Hell in a Cell. The same heart that Drew promised to get to stop beating. And he can't promise he won't kill Drew McIntyre. But he will promise you this. He's going to make him bleed. And if he wants to stop CM Punk, he's going to have to kill him. Ooh, what a promo. I'm telling y'all, a lot of people still to this day underestimate the type of talent, the type of star CM Punk is. Too many people assume that just because he came back to WWE and then he's trying to be a locker room leader, not get in trouble, that he has handcuffs on and he still can't do it. And then those same people are constantly surprised when he comes out and cuts promos like this. CM Punk is one of the greatest when it comes to speaking on the microphone. Perhaps he's the best talker, period. It can't be argued. But don't underestimate him when it comes to his talent. Are there some concerns about having CM Punk, as old as he is, wrestling inside Hell in a Cell? 100%. 100%. Even I'm concerned. You have to wonder what type of punishment his body can withstand. These matches are not for the faint at heart. He's going to be hitting flesh. He's going to be falling on concrete. There's tons of room for him to hurt himself. And knock on wood, we've been very lucky so far. But all it takes is for him to mess up one time and get that one career-ending injury, and that's it. His career's over. I think we can all agree that CM Punk is literally one injury away from calling it a day for the rest of his life. And so these matches carry that weight. And so people get a little concerned, as they should be. But the fact that CM Punk said, I'm going to make you bleed, that just lets me know that this Hell in a Cell match is going to be fucking fire. The last classic we got inside Hell in a Cell was Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso, which also had a strap. Some type of a strap match ideal situation to it. And it's crazy to me because that match didn't have blood. It was all acting. It was all character driven. The stuff that those two did is going to carry them for a generation. That was the kind of match that made stars. It helped make Jey Uso the main event player that he is today. And then I think about before then. I feel like I'm missing a match. Some people are going to say Cody and Seth. I don't think Cody and Seth was a main event. A classic Hell in a Cell. Even though it was a great match. And yes, Cody Rhodes showed a lot of grit wrestling with a torn pec. I don't really talk much about that match because I have my issues with it. But for me, the New Day and the Usos, Jey Uso again, was also a classic match that didn't have blood. But the violence, the level of brutality they put each other through, made that match feel like it deserved to be in Hell in a Cell. The difference between those matches and CM Punk and Drew, not only do I think we're going to get that level of brutality, we're going to have blood. Someone's going to be busted open, if not both of them. And I think because of that possibility, and we saw it with Cody and Solo. Cody bled on Saturday. He bled on SmackDown. He bled on Friday. So there's definitely going to be some kind of a blood element to this match. Someone is going to bleed. And I have a feeling that this could end up being the most violent match we see from WWE all year. Is it going to be as violent as Swerve Strickland and Hangman Page? No. And it doesn't need to be. The story itself will carry most of this match to a point where they don't need to go as far as Swerve and Hangman did, with the syringe in the mouth and then the chair shot over the head. They don't need to do all that. It's not necessary. But I do think the kind of violence we see from them is going to be warranted. So I can't wait for it. I just pray that whatever they do, Punk comes out 100% and doesn't injure himself. Ladies and gentlemen, we got royalty in the building. Stop for a second and show your love to A&B Convo's Wrestling Edition. They say they want blood. I want blood. The best reaction channel here in the YouTube space. Be sure you check out their live streams. They do amazing live reactions to every WWE show. So go subscribe to them if you have not already. Well, that's how they open the show. So you already open up the show with a hot promo. And then you go from that hot promo to a hot match between Pete Dunne, and Sheamus. Sheamus, before the match, came out and basically said, hey, whatever you do, don't call Pete Dunne Butch. It will really bother him. And then the crowd started chanting Butch. Nice. And then, of course, he said, now let's have a banger! After banger! And then they went out there and did exactly that. They had a great match. They beat the snot out of each other. Again, when you're able to meet this brutality level that Sheamus loves, that British, Japanese strong style type of wrestling style, you're always going to get the best match out of him. And Pete Dunne can take and deliver a beating. This match was great. Now, Pete Dunne does win using a weapon. What did he use? It wasn't a shillelagh this time. It was a cricket, right? Cricket bat? A cricket bat. Knocked out Sheamus. I think he missed his head. He was supposed to hit him in the head, but he got his shoulder. Sheamus sold it the right way, and then he hit him with a running boot and pinned him 1, 2, 3. So, Peter Dunne gets the victory over Sheamus. This feud is far from over. Can't wait to see what they do. We get, and this is something very minor, but I am going to keep track of The Miz. The Miz was backstage talking to Braun Strowman. And Miz continues to pick at the scab and ask, I like this, continues to pick at the scab. That's what the note takers wrote here. But he asks why Braun thinks he can't handle Bronson Reed, giving his history. And Strowman explains that you're not a monster. To beat a monster, you gotta be a monster. To be the man, woo! You gotta beat the man. Look here. He has a point. And no offense, Miz, you're not gonna be nothing. You ain't gonna do nothing, you're not gonna be nothing to Bronson Reed. And I think we can all agree on that. Natalya had a great match with Zoe Stark. Once again, people, they tend to underestimate these women. One, due to their booking, because sometimes the women aren't booked to make people care about them all that much. But also, let's just be real. The packaging doesn't work either. Again, the PC, oh my goodness. PFC. I was going to say PCC, but it's PFC. The Pure Fusion cringe. Them out there with that stupid ass name, it's really making people not take them seriously. But it's sad because Sonya, Shayna, and Zoe are really good athletes inside that ring. So you're seeing Zoe go in there and do springboard drop kicks like it's nothing and making it look good. And then you see her and Natalya getting in there, mixing it up, wrestling, and Natalya beats her with a roll-up pin. But again, it's all about your packaging. Your packaging matters. If you don't make people care about the way you're packaged, they're not going to care about what you do inside the ring. And that sucks. It does. Rhea Ripley is confronted by Finn Bálor. Finn Bálor backstage, who wants to catch up. He reveals to her that the reason why Dominik Mysterio left her for Liv Morgan was because he did it. He did it for The Rock. He did it for the people. He did it. Oh, shut your mouth, you're throwing wearing, fatty! Classic segment. He basically told her that Dominik Mysterio left her for Liv because of his wisdom, because of his advice. And before she can slap the taste out of his mouth, Jey Uso, yeet, shows up, gets in the way and says, is there a problem? And then Mr. Finn Bálor, thinking smart, decided to exit stage left. And then Rhea said, look, I appreciate that, but you gotta focus on your IC title match. And then Jey Uso said, I gotcha. Yeet. And so he goes to the ring, and he is interrupted by the IC champ, Braun Breaker. I think that's why Vince gave him that name. Because he can put that growl. Braun Breaker. He likes that growl. I don't know any other reason why you would call him Braun Breaker and not Rex Steiner. But anyways. Braun says to Jey to stay away. And yet here he is with this relentless pursuit of the IC championship to prove that he doesn't need his family. Braun did his homework and says 14 years in WWE is a long time. And there's no doubt Jey is a big star. The fans love him and love chanting his name. But he's managed to do so much more in the 6 months that he's been here than Jey has done in 14 years. And the kicker is, he didn't need his last name, his father, his uncle, or his family to get him there. He did it all by himself because the IC championship is his family and what he fights for. And that's when Jey says, he's been on the main roster for 14 years. Yes, winning championships while Braun was in his diapers. And next week, he's gonna dog walk his ass. Like Kamala dog walk Trump. I'm sorry, what happened? Where'd that come from? Where are we talking about? My bad. We're gonna see Braun. We're gonna see what Braun is made of because it just might end up short and sweet like his NFL career. Ooh, that was a burner. Talk about a burn by Jey Uso. It might just end up short and sweet like your NFL career. God damn! Light his ass up. As you can imagine, this pissed off Braun. He starts attacking Jey, and then Jey catches him off guard with a spear, and Braun rolls out of the way with Jey going a yeet with the crowd. This match will be happening next week. Look here. Look, let me just say this real quickly. I'm just gonna put this out there. I hate the fact that Jey is losing this match. Spoiler alert, in case you didn't figure it out. Jey is not winning this match. He's not. I'm serious. There's no way you're going to have him beat Braun Breaker on a Monday Night Raw. He wasn't going to beat him if they did it at Bad Blood. But it is frustrating. It is just a tad bit upsetting that Jey Uso is as hot as he is, as awesome of a talent as he is, they just can't find any kind of championship to put on him. And that sucks. That sucks. But regardless, it's that's something we should expect though. When you have a full roster of talent, and they're all hot, and they're all baby faces, they're all top-notch talent, merchandise sales, not everyone can be a champion. So you're going to run into those issues where not everyone is going to get a title. I say the same thing about Bronson Reed, about Chad Gable, about Jey Uso. But could he win? He could. Will he win? No. You're not going to beat one of Triple H's favorites. That's just how it is. We got Ben James in the building. Ben James used to be Fab 76. Good to have you here, Ben. Hope you'll be sticking with us. Tune in 2 weeks for my review of Bad Blood. Because we got... Anyways, Judgment Day took on the New Day. So, going into this match, I think we all kind of had a feeling, all right, if the New Day don't win this match, this could be what actually breaks up the New Day. And unfortunately, it's looking like that's the case. Match was great, by the way. Good back and forth. Good tag team chemistry with Kofi, Xavier, and of course, JD and Finn. At the end of the match, here come the Judgment Day. And who follows them? Well, it wasn't Damian or Rhea or Jay, because Xavier Woods asked all of them to not come out. They want to do this themselves. Instead, here comes the LWO. And the LWO comes out to make the save. And Xavier Woods is pissed off about this. And then, here's the kicker. You ready? Xavier Woods had the match won. He hit JD McDonagh with the limit breaker, the springboard elbow drop, and he had him pinned. 1, 2, 3. But what was the referee? The referee was on the outside dealing with the brawl between Judgment Day and LWO. And Xavier Woods was like, why aren't you in here counting for me? I had the match won. And then what ends up happening, Judgment Day get the advantage. Coup de grace to Xavier Woods. And he gets pinned 1, 2, 3. The New Day lose. They lose another opportunity. And as you could see, as you can imagine, Xavier Woods was not happy about it. After that match, we see Xavier visibly upset, visibly angry. He's yelling at Kofi. What did you do? What was that all about? Something's got to change. Oh, but then it gets better. Oh, we're not done yet. Because after they lose, they go backstage. We see Xavier Woods yelling, screaming at the Latino World Order, the LWO, for getting involved and costing him the tag titles because Xavier Woods had the match won. They were going to be tag team champs. But then it's revealed by Kofi Kingston that he asked him to come out because he knew Judgment Day was not going to play fair, and so he asked the LWO to come out to mitigate that. Because they were going to play numbers game, so they wanted to have the numbers by their side. Because what would have happened if they didn't come out? They probably would have won the tag team titles, but then again, maybe not. And that's when Woods got pissed off. Because he asked why they never discussed this. Like, you just blindsided me with this. We don't need people's help. And then Kofi Kingston said, yeah, we do need help because we don't have Big E anymore. Ooh, that struck a nerve. And then he just tells him, bro, like, it's just you and me. And then Xavier said, just you and me? So what you're saying is we're not good enough because we don't have Big E. You're saying I'm not good enough because we don't have Big E. Why is it that You left your own tag team partner in the dark. Everyone else knew about this plan except for your partner. You don't want to share your plans with your own partner? Am I not good enough to be trusted, Kofi? And the Xavier stormed off. You see it coming. You sense it coming. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the end of the New Day. And thank God. It's about time this came to an end. 10 years is long enough. 10-year anniversary as of November. Yeah. It's time to end it. And let me just say this. Xavier Woods ate that promo. If they are turning him heel, which looks like the direction, I believe it's going to be a great run for him. I want to see what a heel Xavier Woods would be like. You could probably do something with that. I think he would be great for that. But there is a side of me. I'm not saying it's going to go this way. There is one side of me, a side of me that I don't want to ignore, that believes that maybe Kofi Kingston still might turn heel. Because when you think about it, Xavier's right. He had the match won. And if Kofi didn't do what he did, they would have probably won. At the same time, you can't say that because if they didn't get help, Judgment Day would have probably got in there and cost them anyway. So they were probably fucked two ways north. They were just screwed in all sorts of ways. You can't do much about it. So I'm still wondering, yes, the New Day is going to end. But who's turning heel? All signs are pointing to Xavier Woods. They might still go with Kofi. That would be a huge U-turn, though. We'll see. So, for me personally, people might argue that Bianca Belair and Io Sky stole the show, and we'll talk about that in a second. My favorite part of the entire night was this brawl between Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman. From the get-go, this was amazing. This is the kind of kaiju fight that makes fans want to watch more of WWE. Let's start off with the crazy stuff we saw here. So, the first thing we see is Bronson Reed breaking the top turnbuckle. Oh, so the match can't start. They broke the ring already. They just break the top turnbuckle. Oops. Then they go outside. We see Bronson Reed by the barricade. And so Braun Strowman goes chicka 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 chicka. Dude. The Express, the Strowman Express goes to bulldoze him over. He goes running to Bronson Reed, and then out of nowhere, Bronson throws a fan at Braun Strowman. I'm not making this up. He took a random fan and said, "Ugh," and tossed his ass at Strowman. I died laughing. That shit was awesome. How do you not think that's awesome? But then, of course, Bronson gets up, walks away, and just when he thinks that everything is good, boom! Bulldozed by Braun Strowman through the barricade. Security comes, paramedics come, they separate them, they carry them off, and you're thinking, well, that's it. That's it, right? Nope. Braun Strowman pulls out his old 2017 personality. I'm not finished with you. And then he starts running. And then he chases Bronson Reed, catches his ass, tosses him, and pushes him against the plates. They go backstage. Bronson is now apeshit. He's going nuts. He's pushing around officials, security, goes over and flips over one of the backstage carts, the golf carts, and then he knocks over one of the cameras. The feed goes out, turns around, boom! Gets splashed through a table by Bronson Reed. You're thinking, well, okay, that's gotta be it. Nope. He gets his ass up. Bronson Reed walks away, thinking that's it. Braun Strowman comes up, boom! Through the wall. They both go through a fucking wall. and then commercial break, and then that was the end of it. This was absolutely bonkers in all the right ways. This was amazing. I don't care what anyone has to say. This is the kind of stuff I look forward to when I watch wrestling. This was fun. The kind of kaiju fight these two had, you're not going to get a better fight than this on any other show. These two got to have a match. They got to have a match at Bad Blood. It needs to be an ambulance match, and you need to let them just go all over the arena and tear each other apart. You got to have Bronson Reed on Bad Blood, because I thought we were going to do Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins, but screw it. Screw it. Let's do Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman. Maybe Seth can come back afterwards. I would love to see these two tear it up. We got to see these two tear it up. That is how you cook. Seasoning on it. You cook on Monday Night Raw. That was amazing. I absolutely loved everything about that. And that was better than having the match. Ludwig Kaiser. Ludwig Kaiser is backstage talking to GM Pearce, saying, have you found an opponent for Gunther? The world champion. And he said, I did. I was going to give it to Sammy, but y'all don't want to fight Sammy. And then Ludwig says because he's not a legitimate competitor or a legitimate opponent. Speaking of the devil, Sammy comes out. Big pop from Portland, Oregon. And then Sammy says he talked to Bret Hart and that work ethic of being a Canadian champ, and he needs to be that guy. He wants to be a champion. And he knows he can beat Gunther because he whipped that ass at WrestleMania. And he can do it again. Enters Ludwig Kaiser. He says Gunther is saving Sammy from the worst moment of his career, and WrestleMania was undoubtedly the greatest night of his career, and that's as far as it's going. You will not be able to fight Gunther. You'll never be able to beat him. And then Sammy decided to play some mind games. He says, that's nice of you to say. It's great of you to come out to speak for Gunther. But I didn't realize you was Gunther's little bitch. Is that all you are? A mouthpiece for Gunther? Is that all you'll ever be? You can't just speak for yourself? And then Gunther comes out. And then he looks at Sammy and goes, before I answer your question, you got something you want to say to me, Ludwig Kaiser? Ludwig bit his lip and said, you know what? I do. And then he clotheslined Sammy, and then they beat the piss out of Sammy. Great stuff. And then Gunther said, so about that match, my answer is still a no. A nada. Never in this lifetime. Go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? He's like, no, I'm not doing it. And then, of course, Sammy gets to come back. He starts beating up Ludwig Kaiser, and then we're doing Sami Zayn versus Ludwig Kaiser the next week. They're slowly building to this happening at Bad Blood. It's fine. But we all know that Gunther is not losing to Sami Zayn. But why not? Couldn't hurt. What people are calling the match of the night, which, let's be real, it's the only match that I feel had a bell-to-bell ending without any shenanigans. So, yeah. What is easily the match of the night, Bianca Belair versus Io Sky. These two have had great matches over the last 2-3 years. I still remember that match Backlash was at Puerto Rico, 2023? 2023? That's the show that Bad Blood took on Damian Priest. Right? Yeah, like that match was shockingly awesome. And then they had another one sometime last year that I thought was great too. They've had plenty of one-on-one matches. This one was awesome. Started off slow. Crowd had a hard time getting into it, but as the match went along, they started doing some great moves, straight up awesome counters. And then out of nowhere, the last 5 minutes is where it got really good. So it kicked into gear when, and I want to get this right, Io Sky does that crossbody suicide dive through the ropes. That was dope. Now, Sasha does that a lot too, but when Sasha does it, it looks like she hurt herself. It doesn't look as smooth as when Io does it. So that shit looked amazing. And then freaking Bianca picked her up for a suplex, held her there, and then walked up the steel steps with her in that suplex and dumped her ass inside the ring. I said, ooh, Bianca. Bianca goes up, hits a 450. That shit was clean. Io gets her knees up, goes for a moonsault. Bianca said, nah. Grabs her for the KOD, and Io reverses it into a roll-up and pins her. 1, 2, 3. Ring the bell! Beats Bianca Belair clean. As clean as a whistle. When was the last time you saw someone beat Bianca Belair clean? I think the last one to do it was Becky. Yeah, everybody else beat her using dirty tactics. Singles matches, by the way. It's been a minute since she lost clean to somebody. The last one I think to do it was Becky. Yeah, I think it was Becky. Man, that's crazy. This match was awesome. And again, my biggest complaint about we still here? Hello, everybody. Sorry about Okay, we back again? I think we're okay. I think we're fine. We lost the internet. We lost the internet for about 2 seconds again. I think we're fine. Hello, you guys still there? Can you guys hear me? Alright, I think we're okay. I don't know what happened there. Sorry about that. The internet just went out on me, but I think we're fine. Sometimes when that happens, we just kind of come in and we go back out. But I think we're good. Okay, so we're gonna keep moving along. Hopefully the internet stays cool. If it keeps going in and out, I'ma just, I'ma rush through this. I'ma just rush through it, and then I'm gonna have to catch you on a different day. But I think we're okay. But yeah, like this match, this was one of those things where you go, WWE does have some really, really good wrestlers. And despite the fact that, as I was saying, I didn't like the fact that they just turned Io Sky and Kairi Sane babyface out of nowhere. But it's not like they aren't good babyface wrestlers. It's not like these two can't make this work. I feel like if you just leave them alone, you let Io Sky and Kairi Sane just go, just wrestle inside the ring, it would be freaking amazing. And I believe, for the most part, that a lot of these women would be better off if, we get the stories going. But sometimes just let them wrestle. Just let them go. Let them showcase their talent and ability, and they'll show the world how good they are. Seriously. So, let me go ahead and speed things along here. I think the internet just decided it wants to start crapping out all of a sudden. So that's going to make me very angry. Luckily, this review is over, because the last match is, of course, what happened between Dominik Mysterio and Damian Priest. Match was fine. It was more about what happened at the end. Damian Priest does beat Dominik Mysterio, but guess who comes out? Judgment Day comes out to beat them up, to get more heat on them, lay them out. Jey Uso tries to make the save, but Braun Breaker spares his ass. And so that's how we end the show. But yeah, like, the highlights for me, Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman's fight. Io Sky and Bianca, excellent match. The CM Punk opening promo. And I just thought everything they did throughout the show, Sheamus and Peter Din, stuff with Sammy, seriously, all of this is just great work. It's just great work all around. And I thought this show was excellent. It was an awesome show. If I was to give it a grade, definitely an A, which would be a 9 out of 10 for me. But let me know. Let me know how you guys feeling about it. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to see if I can stay up long enough to at least interact with the live chat for 2 seconds. Because I do want to see what y'all been saying about Raw. Hopefully I don't lose internet while I do this. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. I do apologize for the internet problems. How we feeling? What are your scores? What's your scores for the show? 1 out of 10 grades. Let me see what y'all in here talking about. We got the Gary Spear. The Gary Spear says, the thing I don't like about Cody is that they are going out of their way to protect him by aligning him with Roman and keeping Orton away so Cody doesn't get booed. I mean, eventually Cody's going to have to fight Orton. So, they're going to have at some point to get over that. You know what I mean? A&B Combos in the building. Wrestling Edition. Sorry for the delay. Just got done walking the channel mascots. Blessings, Alyx. And what's up to everyone in the chat? My dude, you here. And that's what matters. Lee Mexico. We here. Good to have you here. Everyone's showing love to A&B Combos. You like to see it. So if I'm not mistaken, it's someone's birthday. Is it someone's very special birthday? Shadow Star, where you at, my man? Shadow Star. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Hey, it's your birthday. Where you at, Shadow Star? Happy birthday to Shadow Star, if he's still here, or did he leave? He probably left. King Tyler. YouTube member King Tyler. What's good, my man? Good to have you here, my friend. Let's see here. A&B Combo says the name PFC is terrible. The music is mid, and it's a shame because it's a group of talented women that have been hammed up by bad packaging. Yeah. They've been completely just because of bad packaging. I agree. Horrible. Do I believe Jey Uso will beat Braun Breaker? Hell nah. Braun gonna tear that ass up. Yeah, I think everyone sees the Xavier Woods heel turn coming. JJ Bulldog says Xavier Woods heel turn is coming, y'all. Dawsey Chatham, put down your binoculars because you saw that coming. Yeah. T-Man said this is Kofi's fault, to be honest. It is. It is. Let's not pretend that Xavier Woods is in the wrong here. If he does turn heel, I will be like, well, that's a justified heel turn. Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman stole the show. Yes, they did. That was, again, one of my favorite segments of the entire night. That was wonderful. Swerve coming. Kofi is going to turn heel on Xavier, even though I prefer Xavier Woods. So Miss Lauren Biggs is predicting that it will be Kofi turning. We'll have to see. There he is, Shadow Star. Thank you everyone for this birthday wishes. And in case you're curious, I'm going to turn 26. Wow. All right. He lives in New Mexico. My friend, welcome. Welcome. Good to have you here. Let me see. It's crazy. It's face versus face for Bianca and Io Sky. So who got over? They both did. Someone says, I don't see Sammy beating Gunther this time. You're not going to see Sammy beat Gunther. I doubt it. Oh my goodness. When Bronson Reed tossed that fan into Braun Strowman, that shit was amazing. That's easily one of the best things I saw on Raw. That's why I just said, you know what? I don't care what the rest of the show is. That's going to be the highlight of the night for me. I love this. So Dawsey Chatham gives Raw 9 fan tosses out of 10. Great stuff. It sucks we didn't get Chad Gable versus Otis at Bad Blood. Yeah, like, you would think that would be a match we do. But I think after losing to the Wyatt 6 that many times, it's probably good we don't have Chad Gable on the show. Although, yeah, we need to give Chad Gable a win here. That would be a great match to do at Bad Blood. I wish they were, but they're probably not. You can do that at Survivor Series. But yeah, I would love to see Otis and Chad Gable. That'd be great. Xavier Jackson, YouTube member, says, I honestly prefer Kofi going dark, but either way, UTS going to be good. Oh, it's going to be good. I was like, UTS, what's that? It's going to be good. The fact that we have options for the moment of the night is a great thing for WWE, man. Again, they're teasing a New Day breakup. When that happens, it's going to be heartbreaking. But man, I can't look past that Kaiju Hoss fight. That was amazing. Alright, guys, let me go ahead and cut this off. Apparently, my internet's really bad right now. So let me cut this off, reset my internet, and go to bed because I'm tired. Thank you for the awesome stream. Thank you for taking the time to watch me. Thank you for making me a part of your day. A couple of things before I go. I do have a secondary channel. Secondary channel is live. Just Alyx Wrestling Shorts. And that will be a channel for clips for people who don't like watching these live streams. I have a channel for clips about the live stream that you guys should definitely check out. I'm going to be posting 2 of them tomorrow from this very live stream here. I'm very excited to get that done for you. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, trust me, you should go out of your way to subscribe to that channel because I'm trying to see what would happen if I just have a channel just for clips and then leave the main course, the shorts, and the live streams for this channel. Because I do post actual shorts that you guys should check out. But like, other than the long-term stuff, the 30-minute, 20-minute, anything over 20 minutes will be reserved for this channel. But for those of you that just need like a little snippet, like 7 to 15, that will be for that channel. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. But other than that, thank you guys for continuing to make me a part of your day. And as always, be sure you leave a like, you subscribe, click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. I love you all. Subscribe to A&B Convos, Wrestling Edition. And I will definitely see you guys next time, right here in Alyx's world. The place it is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I'm out of here. Deuces. When you're